I guess it's live. I don't know. I'm by myself. You can go, housemate Simon.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Hello and welcome to this very special WrestleTalk Q&A, a support WrestleTalk Q&A. I will be talking to people in the chat. No need to super chat. Everyone is valid here. All opinions are valid. It's not going to be based on who's got the most money, like some Western civilizations. Hey, take that. That's a very... I don't know what I'm doing. Usually I have someone next to me to start this stuff. Yep, everyone's saying we're live. That's good. So I can see all the chats. Don't worry. Someone was asking, why are they a bit late? Probably technical difficulties, someone answered. This was the technical difficulty. This whiteboard that we couldn't get to show up on the screen properly because there was a bit of reflective glare. It currently says, hi fans. So, right, and just before we get on to your chats and everything, which are moving very fast, so that is great. Thank you very much. I'm going to try and answer as many as I can. I would just like to say I'm sorry about but if people sort of fell out of love with WrestleTalk over the last couple of months. I didn't really realise it was happening until last Tuesday. Or Monday it was, because we put up a video and so many people were calling it clickbait, and I was like, well, I didn't think this one was clickbait. So the next day I said on the community post tab, what's up, guys? Is everything cool? And then a lot of you immediately said, no, there's a problem. It's the website articles being shared on the community post, which we've stopped. We stopped that immediately. I didn't realize how frustrating that was for a lot of people. The YouTube app, to click out of the YouTube app and loading is a very clunky process. So we've got that now, and we've fixed that. But then more people started to get in touch and say other things, like, actually, back in the day, loved those in about 4-minute reviews and loved the sort of fantasy booking stuff you guys used to do. That's what made a lot of people fans of the channel, particularly the in about 4-minute stuff, which I didn't really know. That's on me. I'm sorry about that, for not really realizing how popular some of the formats were and how a lot of people were coming into the channel. This is a very awkward process to do by yourself. So, yeah, it's I was kind of looking at what happened to WrestleTalk over the last year. We've been doing great through to about June, July, I would say, and then views started to taper off. And it was, I think it can be traced back to April time. Of course, there's always going to be a WrestleMania bump, but that's when we launched Screen Stalker, which we're tremendously proud of, but that sort of divided my attention. There was the YouTube algorithm as well, sort of promotes longer formats. I don't know how many of you are aware, but the reason you see so many videos that are just over 10 minutes long, like 10, if you've got a 10-minute video or 10 minutes 1 second, you can put in theoretically as many ad breaks as you like. Plus, a 10-minute plus video will have a naturally higher CPM. A CPM is the number that advertisers pay per 1,000 viewers. So like a 3-minute video that we used to put up might have a £4 CPM, which is very, very low, whereas a 10-minute plus video, because that shows that the viewers are more engaged, brands want to work with those sort of audience members more, a typically higher CPM is charged, sometimes as much as triple, quadruple the amount of the other one. So, it made sense. And backstage, behind the scenes, we're also becoming a proper little outfit. It used to just be me and some editing software. I used to edit all the videos, write them in the morning and post them by 2 o'clock and 5 o'clock, and I didn't have a life for about 3 years. But now I brought on Luke, and then, that we grew. We've got a lovely new office now, this studio. We've got Laurie, Pete, Andy. The website's going really well. Screen Stalker, housemate Simon. So, yeah, there's a lot of people now, and that sort of comes with other company stuff that also split my attention. I apologize if this is tremendously boring, but like tax, accounts, HR, all that really exciting stuff. My mind's been split across that and WrestleTalk. I thought I was doing an okay job, but actually looking back on it with the power of hindsight, sort of, got away from what made WrestleTalk really good, which is just short bursts of news or maybe like really good dives of 10-minute stuff. So, it was only really last Tuesday. And asking all the fans, while it was a tough emotional experience, that manifested in a pulled muscle in my neck. I don't know if you listened to the podcast. It's still there. I read all the comments so much that something just went like a hunchback. But it was actually really useful because you guys have got the best perception, the most useful perception of this channel, because you're the people who watch it. So like we'll all sit in a room and think, should we make this thing? Oh, I think people would like this. How about we still do that, but we also just stop second guessing what you guys want and go right to you and say, what do you want this to be? I hope that you can already see that we've made those changes already. A lot of you said the clickbait's becoming a real problem. Because like the more sensationalized the headlines are, theoretically, the more clicks you get. And we're like, yeah, okay. Well, actually, now you point it out like that, totally agree. It has become a problem. And I hope you can see since last Wednesday, when we addressed all this, we have stripped that right back. So it's very normalized across the website and the YouTube titles. We've also brought back the In About 4 Minutes reviews and shorter news episodes. Hopefully everyone's enjoying what we've done so far. Now, this of course, just isn't a hashtag 3-week push, as we like to say. It's not just going to be, oh, look, Cedric Alexander's getting a little storyline on Raw. That will last about 3 weeks before we're back to him getting buried by Drew McIntyre and the like. We want this to be the future direction of the channel now. And, we've done soul searching, and we're launching a presidential campaign, Support WrestleTalk 2020. That's right, folks. We're going to be doing all we can to make the best possible wrestling channel out there for news, for reviews, for little silly skits, for features, for everything. And, I'm probably going to regret saying this, but we're going to try and get to that 1 million subscriber number in 2020. We're at 700,017 right now. Who's counting? Me, actually, every morning when I get up. So, yes, this won't happen overnight, of course, because we're going to take on your feedback. We're going to do things that you want us to do. We're going to see what works. We're going to see what doesn't work. And, by the start of next year, we're hopefully going to be the best. WrestleTalk's going to be living its best YouTube life. Now, this is actually quite a financially risky move for us because the YouTube algorithm really rewards sensational headlines and 10-minute plus videos. Now, we're going to be still doing 10-minute videos, don't worry. There was a Super News episode up today. They're really fun to make, actually. I find them more rewarding. But I understand people want those short bursts of information too. But doing those, they effectively lose us money when we put out a lot of those. So, but with, that's what we got stuck up on last time. We're about creating the best possible channel for wrestling fans, which, we always have been, but we strayed somewhat because of the algorithm. It's not all the algorithm's fault, of course. It's me and my greedy love of all things money. So we need your help, really. Don't worry, not money. I'm not talking about money. I bet all the chat has just exploded with, oh, here it comes. Here comes the money drive pitch. But no, it's more about what really helps us out is you guys spreading the word. You guys commenting support WrestleTalk, tweeting people support WrestleTalk, sharing these videos around, hitting the subscribe button, hitting the thumbs up button, all that boring stuff that we say every video. We say it because it really, really helps WrestleTalk. It helps you support WrestleTalk. So follow us on social media everywhere you can. Twitter, Facebook. We've just launched an Instagram as well. Make WrestleTalk.com your homepage because it's a great website. It's Andy Datson, Randy Andy Datson has made it the force that it is right now. Just go there every day and, that can be your wrestling hit of news. And then over to the YouTube channel. I don't want much. I just want you to watch everything, read everything, and follow us everywhere that we make. It's fine. So, I'm going to get to your comments in a bit. Well, very shortly. Maybe a whiteboard was an extra gimmick too much. But areas we need to talk about, folks. The YouTube channel. Just general scheduling. I've got the Screen Stalker, what you want to see from our gaming channel over there, Gaming and Movies. The website, stuff you want there as well, and merchandise. So, but first, before I get onto that, let's check in for the comments. Let's just try and read through a bunch of these. Bring back the douchebag rating scale. I can't remember what that is. 4-minute reviews with the Boy Scout whistle music in the background from Kai Moyer. Well, we've already done that, and that's going to be the way. Black Dragon 79. Are you going to clickbait your way to that million? No, that's the point. We're going to try and move away from that stuff. We're only going to use major or shock when it actually is worth it. Harrison Berry. You need better punishment videos. That's where Cultaholic has you beat. Sometimes Cultaholic do their punishment videos better than anyone I've ever seen. If we tried to do proper punishment videos, they just wouldn't work as well. The Cultaholic do it better. That's why we try and make the music video ones. But I'm open to suggestions if anyone's got any ideas for punishment-based predictions, or maybe not a punishment, but have something at stake. Apologies for everyone who's asking legitimate wrestling questions, but that's not the purpose of this video. Your match ratings, Ollie? Yeah, I could do match ratings. I'll write these down, by the way. Maybe not on the whiteboard. It's actually quite encumbersome. But I'm going to write down as many of these. Match ratings. Thank you. Let's get to the current chat. Move all the... Are you guys bringing back Fantasy Booking Warfare? A lot of people have asked that. Yes, that's on the... I'll write Fantasy Booking. Now, Fantasy Booking Warfare takes a hell of a lot of time, and the amount of videos that we do at the moment just wouldn't... We don't have enough resources, because, you've got to make 2 videos, that's 2 of us. It takes like a day to come up with those storylines, and then a week of just thinking about those storylines, and then long to edit. So maybe I was thinking a way around that to bring back Fantasy Booking. We can all of WrestleTalk, all of us here, just sit down together. You guys choose a storyline, and we're like, how can we book this the best way possible? We write something to, we get the basic gist of the story. One of us writes it, and then that video. So it's just one bit of fantasy booking as opposed to 2 people going at each other. Ask me what you think about that, by the way. Tell me what you think about that. Love the mag from Kinder Surprise Magazine. Thank you very much. People are just saying fantasy booking. Do a fans one where they can send bookings in for it. That's an interesting one from Callum Millward. What might be better for me is if I write down all these suggestions and then we can put them up to polls throughout the week on WrestleTalk videos. Fanboy versus Smark. I don't know what that... how we could work that into a format. Dennis Manson doesn't want much. Ollie, what's the meaning of life? Wrestling? Dan McNaughton, more live watch-alongs? Well, that's something we've already started. Every WWE, NXT, and AEW pay-per-view, we're going to do our damnedest to have live watch-alongs. So that's already sorted. We've looked at the schedule. We're good up until the end of the year, so we'll all be doing watch-alongs for that. Of the major pay-per-views, including Saudi Arabia, Crown Jewel on Thursday. No spoilers in the video titles, please, from Michael. Now, this is an awkward one because we are a wrestling news channel at the end of the day. So, with other sports, you don't really get it, where people don't put the results of the sports matches in the headlines of the titles. So, it's more of a thing where we judge it on a case-by-case basis, just because sometimes we're going to need to put the biggest story in the title. Otherwise, we'll have to rely on major shock, major this. silhouettes of things, which people have said they don't want. So, we'll try it. That might be something that we'll have to work on as we go. Like we'll put something up, and if you guys really don't like it, we'll change that going forward next time. My biggest advice on spoiler stuff, really, and I used to do this before I was hosting this show, is don't go on the internet. If you're trying to avoid a spoiler, don't go on the internet. Turn off your notifications the day before, and yeah. It's quite a brutal way of saying it's your problem, but that's what I used to do when I was a fan, when I was a wrestling fan, when I wasn't on the channel. Adil Sash. I used to do star ratings called the douchebag rating scale. Yeah, it was wildly inconsistent. I found it very hard to stick to I would get too bogged down in, well, is this better than this? And it drove me mad, is why I dropped that. A lot of people saying punishments don't interest them, so maybe we don't do that. Nails Andy says, Nails NY maybe, for 10-minute videos, why not do my take on tag teams in WWE, that sort of thing, why they're good, bad, what would you do different? So like feature style videos, opinion-based style videos. So all my writing power is used up in the week. To write one 10-minute episode, it takes me 4 hours. I'm a very slow writer. And then I've got to, poor me, I have to get up at like 6 to do that so I can get it sent off to the editor in time to get all edited. So I don't have the mental capacity to write anymore, and that means taking me off of WrestleTalk News, which is something people don't want. But that's not to say we couldn't get like Luke and Laurie, so I'll put opinion-based videos down. That's the sort of stuff. Maybe you guys can come up with topics, I don't know. It's a difficult one to do. We used to do opinion-based things on Sundays that would go up, but now SmackDown kind of wipes out everything because it can easily date. Let's skip. Sorry if there's so many comments coming through. Thank you for everyone who are sending in the comments. Little Hoots, as a viewer, speaking for myself, I was unaware of what YouTube makes you do. Thank you for removing the fourth wall for us. Thank you for being vulnerable and doing a great Q&A. Loads of hearts emojis. Well, thank you very much. So, yes, that brings me on to something else I was thinking of doing. I always thought people wouldn't be interested in this. I always thought people come for WWE. That's what, and sometimes AEW. That's what viewers come to our channel for. So I thought there's no point discussing the intricacies of how this channel works. Like, me, Laurie, Luke, Andy, what we get in the office. But actually, a lot of the feedback here is saying, no, we want more of that. And it makes total sense. Like, I always criticize WWE for pushing the brand WWE all the time and not making stars. I wouldn't say we've done it that bad. And in the position now where I have to say that we're stars, we're WrestleTalk stars. But you're totally right. It's like that sort of personality-led thing. And beyond just us yelling at you from a green screen WrestleTalk News video, and then the longer form review shows. You get a bit of that in the podcast, I'd say. That's where we sort of talk about our private lives. But yeah, sure, maybe I do not a sort of. This is useless now, isn't it? It's the most depressing thing I've ever seen. It's meant to be a show about idea generation, and we have a blank. Blank whiteboard with no ideas. So maybe it's a metaphor. It's a metaphor for how WrestleTalk is. Wiping the slate clean. That's what that's going to be. I'm a lot better at just typing. You don't want to see. What I'll do, I'll draw something there just to fill up the dead space. What does everyone want me to draw? Let's wait for the things to come in. Because there's like a 20-second delay, by the way. Honestly, I think the best thing would, if we weren't so reactive, knee-jerky and negative on some of the product. That's another thing that a lot of people have said, sure, that they don't like our negative opinions on things. I was very down on the debut episode of AEW, for instance, we're down on WWE a lot because, quite frankly, I don't think it's a very good product. So but I don't want to sanitize or change our opinions to fit what we think the audience might like. I think that's a slippery slope where we'll just start playing to you guys, and I don't want that to happen either. So for everyone who says stop being so negative about AEW or stop being so negative about WWE, those are our genuine opinions. Sure, maybe some of the titling of the videos could change around that to be a bit less sensational. So I'll take that on board. But yeah, I would argue we are very, very measured in the actual discussion parts of the videos, and we give reasons for all of our bigger things. So hashtag WRWRpod I think we met you at MediaCon. Correct me if I'm wrong. Has asked, draw a picture of Laurie and Luke. So this has suddenly become a Bob Ross style show. I'm not very good at drawing. This is Lewis Tillett's job. So here is... The pen doesn't even work. Can you see that? God damn it. See, this is what we're dealing with, folks. The YouTuber's taken all our money because we can't make long videos anymore or clickbait headlines. We can't even afford ink for our whiteboard markers. Look what you've done to us. Just drawing 2 circles now there. Looks like nippleless boobs. Draw the inner circle. Okay, so we can't do we can't do any of the drawing things now. Oh, okay, so this is Madhav Kul Kandelwal, sorry, I've butchered your name, has asked for an NXT 4-minute review. Now, this is one of the big things. Thursdays for us currently is a nightmare. We get up, there's 4 or 5 of us in the office, and we have to make an NXT review, an AEW review, a news video, an hour-long NXT review where we sit down here, and an hour-long AEW review where we sit down here as well, and we stream on Screen Stalker for WWE 2K20. That right there is about 6 hours of content. 5-6 hours of content. That's doable. I mean, I don't know if you want to sit through that much stuff in a day. That's doable if we had 2 studios. But we don't have 2 studios. We've got 1 studio, which is this one. The green screen is behind the camera right now. And then, we just turn the camera around and shoot this way. So, it's not feasible as we're currently set up. So, what are your suggestions? Red pen on the board, someone said. Let's give it a go. Oh, well, that's Luke. I don't even know if you can see that. It's run out for the lorry one. Pen has turned heel. So yes, how can we figure out the NXT stuff? So Craig Thomas asks to release the news episodes earlier in the day. I find by the time yours come out, I've already heard the news from elsewhere. This never used to be a problem. We were really one of the only wrestling news games in town on YouTube. But of course, in the last couple of years, a lot of other places have popped up. It's difficult. I mean, we got our news up today at 1:30 p.m. UK time. That's tremendously difficult, though, because, like I said, it takes 4 hours for me to write. It takes like an hour to shoot, and then it takes a couple of hours to edit. Because I'd like to think you can see the high production values there. We put a lot of effort into the edit because everything's jump cut and very fast and dynamic. But I can't see a way to make it quicker. We had, like, for the last 6 months, we've been putting up at 5 because we thought, hey, everyone will know that's the WrestleTalk time. come along at 5 and you can watch the video. But actually, it seems like if we can get it up earlier, we'll get it up earlier. In an ideal world, I guess, the episodes would go up 12 1 hour time, and then we can have the longer reviews of stuff around 3 our time. But yeah, we'll try. So let me see down here. Gabrielle Reyes has just super chatted in. More debate style videos would be cool. I'm always interested watching you and Luke debating topics. Also, no matter what, I will support WrestleTalk. Thank you very much, Gabrielle. Or Gabriel Reyes is his name. So yeah, but that's a great idea. I prefer that style of content written out. We'll try and do that with the feature review stuff. Me and Luke talking back and forth. We do a lot of that anyway, like all of our opinions. I think people have a finite amount of opinions, and me and Luke get all ours out in wrestling through the, 3 hours, 4-5 hours of live content we do a week, and on top of that, the normal videos. But that's not to say we couldn't, those feature videos are okay. Martin Correa, sorry, I can't pronounce your name either. Can you cover more wrestling like New Japan, Rev Pro? So the fact of the matter is, folks, that those videos don't do well for us. If we posted stuff like New Japan results or, enter Indie Federation name here, very few people will click on them. We have tried. It's unfortunately the audience and desire isn't there, so that's why we tend to lean on WWE and AEW led titles, and then we try and get discussion of those other promotions in there. But it's something, we'd definitely like to stop covering other promotions. I'm very excited about Impact after the events over the weekend and watching TNA Bound for Glory 2010 for the Patreon podcast recently, and which is going live on. Is it live? No, it's taped, of course. On Access TV from tomorrow. NWA Power. We've hardly got to speak about that. That's amazing. So yeah, more wrestling promotions. Sorry, because people are, I did say don't super chat because the idea is we talk to everyone. I'm going to run through a few of these. Will Adams, not a question, but just wanted to say I love and support my favourite channel, WrestleTalk, especially Luke. Thank you. Ghostface 1999, have you interviewed female correspondents? So this is an interesting one because a lot of people are like, hey, you're a bunch of white guys, which is totally understandable. That is quite there. I mean, we do have SoCal Val, for instance. She comes in. She's been predominantly on Screen Stalker. So, yes, we have interviewed. Well, we didn't interview female. We didn't interview SoCal Val. She's amazing already. So, yes, well, if anyone's got any ideas of how to use SoCal Val on the channel, of course, that thing she did with Melina was really interesting. That's the sort of tea time interview. So... other stuff. Because we get loads of analytics from YouTube on the back end, 97% of our audience is male. And when we did the sort of recruitment drive earlier in September, wasn't it, to get someone to fill in the SmackDown role, it was, everyone who applied for a video presenter role was also male. If there were any lady people, I didn't see them. But I went through all the ones to a certain date. So yeah, it's I don't want to get into a case of positive discrimination. I think that's a dangerous trap. But yeah, it's so hard to find great presenters anyway. To then add another, you've got to target this 3% of your viewership anyway. Is not target. This is a minefield to talk about, isn't it? To sort of get someone from that 3% of your fan base anyway is even more difficult. Priyash Sharma, AEW is about to make a big announcement. Could it be a mid-card title? I don't know, I'm excited. Well, I hope we'll find out. Lena Bliss, please stop using the word segue for segue jokes. No. I'm open to all the feedback, but I'm still going to do that, I'm afraid. It's one of my favourite bits. Sean, I'd massage your neck, Ollie. Thank you very much. Juan Gabriel. Hey Ollie, been watching since 2016 and long-time Patreon supporter. We love you and the boys. Don't think we hate you, we just miss the old format. Well, hopefully you'll enjoy that a lot more with the 4-minute stuff. Antonio Koo, some articles on the website are really clickbaity with quotes taken out of context, etc. as headlines. Other than that, I love both channels. Much love. We're trying to address that as well. We're really working hard on the website titles, and it's a fine balance to work out what will get people to read the site, because we want people to read the site, and what doesn't annoy people if it's can be construed in any way as misleading. So hopefully you've seen the website tone change since last Wednesday as well, when we sort of did all this. Ari Feldberg, can we trade Alexa and Nikki for a workable 22K20? I think you added an extra 2 in there. Jobber JJ, draw something inappropriate, can't help myself. Well, is that inappropriate? Drake Maverick, love you, Ollie, from Zach Lindler. Drake McKenzie, The New Day on Saturday. So, look, people don't like change. I understand that you're fans of me, Luke, Laurie, and Pete. Probably in that order, just because of the time we were introduced to the channel. But Dave's really good, and I really like him. And him and Pete together, I think, are excellent. So give them a chance. And also, we're stretched enough as it is, working the 5 days, and SmackDown moved to Fridays means that we now have to have people come in on Saturdays. So yeah, give Dave a chance. Just Dave. Juan Gabriel, WrestleSketch 4-minute reviews, and the boys. Well, 4-minute reviews are back. WrestleSketch never went away. It's actually been every month, done really well by Vinny Shui, who helps me out. He does the editing, and we also work together on the story and script. It takes a lot of time to make. That's why it's only monthly, and coming up with the ideas is quite difficult too. Now, in this drive for longer videos, I've been just like, well, this WrestleSketch can go at the end of this WrestleTalk news to make the WrestleTalk news longer. I thought more people would watch it that way. Turns out the opposite's happened, and the WrestleSketches are, getting lost. So, yep, it's going to go up as an individual video this week. We've got the October one to go out. So, yeah, hopefully you enjoy that. Frisco Flame, representation is needed in backstage roles as well as public facing. Somebody in the room to say that isn't right. That's from R. Felix Finch. I don't know if that's about me and the diversity chat I just had, or the ACH stuff, Jordan Miles stuff, because, yeah. But I do agree, totally. Why So Serious 54? Ollie, you need your jacket back. That's the issue. I feel you. Or maybe there's some plans afoot. Antonio Koo, silhouettes and thumbnails are pretty obvious. Maybe use WWE multi-champ superstar vacant instead of in future videos. We could do. I mean, yeah, that's not a bad idea, actually. Then people wouldn't be able to know. Yeah, I will write that down, Antonio. Thank you. Vacant template as silhouette. It's such a difficult word to spell. It's my hot take. Now, I haven't got many, so that's good. I don't want to devote all this to super chats, because one of the other things was people say when they watch the WrestleTalk live reviews that they're commenting, but me and Luke don't answer them, or whoever's hosting, because we only answer the super chats. The reason that is because we've got amazing fans, and there are 40, 50 super chats an episode, and of course they've been so generous there. We want to answer their questions, and then we run out of time, and we don't have time to answer anyone else's. And that's why the WrestleTalk live reviews, or Wrestle Ramble, what it used to be called, has gone from these 45-hour-long videos to 75, 90. Which is another thing we've got to look at. I mean, I don't know what the answer is, really, because one thing we did talk about was saying, well, we'll only answer the comments on air if it's above a certain monetary amount, so it's a bit of a leaner show. But that makes me feel uncomfortable, because I'm like, give this much, but let me know your thoughts on that. A lot of this is I won't. It's very difficult for me to read the chat and figure out what you're saying now. But I will go back after I've watched this and go through the chats so don't think your ideas are getting missed because I'm not directly referencing them. But yeah, one way round that I thought is like this. Maybe once a month, maybe once every 2 weeks on YouTube or Instagram Live or another form of live streaming. Either me or Laurie or Luke or Pete or someone just sits in here and does a solo live stream and answers questions for everyone. Going by this, though, it's very difficult to do because people super chat anyway. Nat Westwood, I had my chair squashed by Rampage Brown at WrestleGate. I would say drop Swaff Nation. It has negative connotations now and isn't easily explained. Yeah, so Swaft was a Enzo Amore joke. Well, it wasn't an Enzo Amore joke, but of course it comes from soft, and Luke misspelt that. And that was the sort of funny thing we called our fans. But then Enzo got fired or released. What happened there? I can't remember. From WWE amid some controversy. So, yes. I like Swaff Nation, but if anyone has any other suggestions, do let us know. Or if you want to keep Swaff Nation. Ari Feldberg, bring back Diggity Dog. That's in reference to the old podcast intro. Podcast intro. A few people have got in touch to say that the new podcast intro is way too long. So I'll feed that back to Luke and we can work on a shorter one. Luke's in Japan at the moment, so that won't be done for another 2 weeks. Carl Ramos, I wasn't opposed to the super news and longer videos. Then they're not going anywhere. It's just we're going to be making both now. So on shows, days where we do reviews, the review will be a separate video to the news. I combined those two, the review news episodes, where you'd have the Raw review, then a bit of news, to sort of simplify how we make videos, because it's easier to make one video than two. There's separate exports, uploads, etc. But also to get that 10-minute mark. So, but yes, we'll split those up now. And as you saw today, the super newses are still there. Alexander Casillas, happy birthday to Chopper in Spanish. I like the numbers because, well, nerds so more ratings, analysis, or other stuff like that. Well, maybe I'll answer more nerdy YouTube back-end things in the future. Nat Westwood, sorry, only just dropped the name Swaft. Perhaps have a rename campaign. So that's two people. Oh, no, that's the same person. Well, we'll see what everyone says. Clifford Miller, maybe fans send you videos of them covering the news, favourite stories of the week or fantasy bookings. What about cross-promotion with US podcasts? Yes, if we're very open to doing collaborations. We've never really done collaborations apart from Cultaholic. That's when I took my jacket. So, yeah, let us know who you'd like to see us collaborate with. Wrestling podcasts, wrestling YouTube channels, websites, all of them. We're open to them. Because if you ever go to any YouTube event, the number one thing they say to grow your channel is collaborations. And for whatever reason, just never done it. We did it with Cultaholic, but apart from that, and we've done stuff with Wrestling with Regret as well, and of course Steve from Going on Raw came over, but really that's not. I've never actively pursued it properly, so that's definitely something we should fix because it's really great, meeting those people, and they're all fantastic. Mega Mister 46. Would you call WWE 2K20 2K76 because it has the similar problems as Fallout 76? That's not really related to this. Gary Ahuja, WrestleTalk is you and somewhat Luke. You don't need to compete with other channels to get the latest news out ASAP. Your humour stands out anyways, so let's take time to post videos if required. Thank you for that. So we'll see if it works though, because I totally get what the other person was saying. By the time our videos are out, you've read the news elsewhere, and that does tend to have a negative impact on our views. Ali Mack super chatted without a message. John Callett, can you cover NWA and Impact? We'll do our best, but like I said, there's so much news in wrestling at the moment. We can only cover a finite amount of stuff, and if we cover something, we're going to choose the stuff that most people want to hear about. And unfortunately, as great as NWA Power is and Impact is becoming, I'm really excited about the Sami Callihan. That's a spoiler. That was an unintentional spoiler that I didn't finish, so I think I'm okay. Oh, TNA fans are going to hate me more than they already do. Nick Pursley. I would like to see Fantasy Booking Warfare come back, or maybe even Fantasy Book past events. Yes, that's on the list. Don't worry. It won't be two of us making one video, but I think we'll try and work on a way to do one video. Cameron Sykes, more Impact reviews, please. Covered that. So effing awesome. People watching are as interested in you as much as wrestling. Well, thank you very much. I think, so that's another thing we've been talking about is, you know how like WWE has an audience? Like that there are 2 million people who will watch Raw and SmackDown regardless. They're there and they're going to be there forever because that's their habit. I think we've got about 30,000 people like that for WrestleTalk, and I love those people. Those the creme de la creme. Probably all of you here in this video, because you're watching this video, are that sort of fan. So yeah, are they interested? Those people are certainly interested in us, but you know, sometimes we've got to appeal to a larger audience and get in more people to help grow the channel. So yeah, it's an interesting point though. David McKenzie, I have opinions. Let me do opinion pieces. All the people, like, you've seen how well introducing new people on this channel goes. I don't think it's a very double-edged position. Ali Mack, honest criticism is much needed. Don't change, thank you. Nick Pursley, also bring back working markers. Yep. Did we ever have them in the first place, though? Josh Armstrong, too many videos with worst blank ever title. Yes, totally agree. It's difficult to come up with so many titles. So you do find yourself going to that well. And then, you know, we always make the argument, well, it's a discussion point. People have been saying this, and then you click the video, and we're like, some people are saying it's the worst event ever. But, you know. So, yeah, it's... Yeah, I think we'll try and move away from that. So when we say worst event ever, Hell in a Cell 2019. Well, that was a pretty fun show up until the end. We can. The Zornzy, never stop being honest about the quality, please. Cool, thank you. Jason Doe, where has Wonder Ollie gone? And what about PWG? PWG is an amazing promotion. It's very hard to watch because they don't upload their stuff, really. It's mostly DVD releases. But yeah, we covered Battle of Los Angeles in the news earlier this year. Where has Wonder Ollie gone? I don't know. I haven't seen her for ages. Oh my God, there's so many super chats. This wasn't meant to be the point of the video. Yes, so stop super chatting, please. I'll get to just a few more normal videos. More storylines. Madhav Kawendawal has asked for more storylines. That's something we've talked about as well. Again, it was sort of my mistaken opinion, obviously, that people didn't want to see more storylines, especially after our epic Screenstalker invasion one that was a year long in the making. Yeah, we'll bring that back. Let us know if you all want more stuff, actually. I'm going to wrap this up in 3 minutes, by the way. I had this down in my head as a 25-minute, half-hour thing. Didn't realise how easy it is to just talk nonsense for ages. Sack D says, hashtag more housemate Simon. Simon plays 2K20 with Laurie on Screenstalker. They're going to be doing it on our Twitch channel, Twitch's Screenstalker channel, directly after this. It is so funny. That stuff is so funny. So please do go over to Twitch and Screenstalker and watch us there as well. I occasionally pop in. But yeah, I was thinking more housemate Simon. He's really good in this like forum. The green screen stuff. He needs to yell more, is my opinion. But I'll try and find a way. If anyone's got any ideas, let us know. Get a lot of people saying more storylines. Yep, so that's good. Titles are easy. Just create titles based on the biggest angle or match of the show, writes Joshua, or the chat's moved. Joshua Guerrero. It's not as easy as you'd think. Trust me, there are some episodes of Raw there have been some episodes of SmackDown, NXT, back when it was a tape show, and you're like, not only have I got to make a Raw review in about 4 minutes title, I've also got to come up with a Wrestle Ramble title that's exciting and good. It becomes very difficult. So I wouldn't underestimate that. Do this kind of video every week from Ebram Emad. I don't know if people would want that, but maybe fortnightly or a monthly thing. I mean, there's 1,900 people watching right now, which is more than AEW's review last week when we did that. Let me just see if I've got any other bits before I get out of here. Done that. Oh yeah, so please let me know your thoughts on NXT and AEW coverage on Thursdays. I think it might work out that we have to put NXT up on Friday mornings just to make it easier on ourselves, and hopefully you can understand that. Be good if you could let me know what is the best time for these live streams to air. Usually we do them at 3 p.m, which is GMT now. So comment what time is best for you, and then put the time zone that you're talking about as well. Bearing in mind that we do like to go home at around 6 o'clock, 7. So don't put anything past that GMT time. Any segments you want to see us return, or ideas for new segments? We've been talking about opinion features, these Q&A live streams more. More guests. We had Dalton Castle and Matt Taven on the Friday episode of the show. It was chaotic. It was really, really fun. But I'd personally like to have more guests in. So let me know if there's anyone you would want to see and who we can have on. This is a good one. All have our WrestleTalk live reviews of Raw, AEW, SmackDown, NXT. But that's 6 hours of content right there a week. Would it be good if there was a supercut version of that? So just the highlights, and then we could put that up, all 4 of those in one chunk. Let me know if that's a good idea you want to see. Channels that you want to see us cross over with. Fantasy bookings coming back. And yeah, I might do another one of these soonish, but maybe not on here, maybe on Instagram or Twitter or somewhere, or MySpace or Tout. I don't know. Let me see. So the live chats, the super chats have gone crazy. Thank you everyone else who has super chatted. Let me see if I can get through these really quickly. No, there's way too many. I'm really sorry everyone who super chatted. I thought I should have written "don't super chat" up here just because it wasn't meant to be about that today. I should have turned super chats off. That's the answer. Whenever you look at not just our channel, but a lot of the majority of channels and everything, and you're like, why did they do this? That money-grabbing bastard. Before you think that, step back and think, or did they just do it because they're stupid and they didn't think of it? Because that's usually what happens. We do so many things, and people will say, some people will say in the comments, you did that to get more money. And then the truth is, no, it wasn't. It was actually because we're silly. I don't have the ability to end this stream sitting here. There's more brilliance for you. So what I've got to do, can I not even press that? Okay. I love you all so much. I'm gonna do the outro, and then I'm gonna have to run around the camera and press stop. But thank you all so much. Get your suggestions. I can go back through the live chat, but also I'm gonna go through. Oh, can Andy end the stream? He just said I can in the live chat, so that's good. But also, if you're watching on demand and you didn't get to see this live, comment down below, and I'll be checking back here throughout the week to see what everyone's saying and if everyone's got any ideas. But thank you all so much for supporting WrestleTalk, and you're genuinely the most important things in the world to us. There's money, there is released German suplexes, and then there's you guys. That's the order. That's how important you are. I put you above halloumi cheese and my own family. That's 4 and 5 in that order too. So thank you all so much. People are saying support WrestleTalk. Give me money. That's Johnny's stash for the new intro. That literally used to be our intro. The very first support WrestleTalk bumper, where it's support WrestleTalk, $1 a month. That's all we ask, which was a way to promote the Patreon, which was taken verbatim from Dan Carlin's Hardcore Histories podcast, which is an excellent history podcast, if anyone is interested. Yeah, so if you want to see me going mad once a month, maybe I'll do these more often. It's always a bit weird just talking to yourself in a room while thousands of people just watch and send you text messages. So, yes, please, all the comments down below. If you're watching this on demand, thank you everyone so much. Let's support WrestleTalk. It's not going to be a quick fix. We're gonna try things and we're gonna tweak it based on what you guys think, because you are genuinely the most important things in the world to us. That's the truth. And in 2020, our aim is to be, we don't care about the biggest, although that would be quite nice, but the best channel for you guys. And let's try and reach that 1 million subscribers next year. So thank you ever so much. I'm going to just say bye, and hopefully Andy ends the stream. He's not in the room, he's watching from home. Thank you, and support WrestleTalk. As he ended the stream, people are still chatting.